Well, AJ, if last year was like your white belt year, was that like your blue belt test or something? I mean, you got pressed a little bit tonight.
I'm not a blue belt until they promote me. Right now, I'm like white belt, 3 stripes.
What did you think about your opponents overall? I mean, kind of got pushed to the limit and maybe got a chance to show some character in there tonight.
Yeah, I got to give props to my opponent. He's a tough son of a gun, and he's really crafty. Much more deceiving than I anticipated. But he's a dual black belt, like I said. He's got a karate black belt and a jiu-jitsu black belt. So props to him. He brought me to the 3rd round. I didn't expect that.
Were there moments there where you got kind of mentally tested, where you had to dig deep and try to turn things in your tide?
I'd like to say I thought about it, but I didn't. Just kind of instincts kicked in there.
And I got to ask about the finish. I mean, it looked like there were multiple submission opportunities there. What exactly was it? I think they called it a triangle, but what was the finish there?
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. That's called the Agazarm.
That's the Agazarm?
That's my patented move. I learned that from my jiu-jitsu professor a long time ago, and just kind of made it my own. You've seen that finish in Polaris like 3 or 4 times. I actually, funny enough, just shared it on my Facebook 3 days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. So it was cool to finally get that. It's a bait move. So you go for the arm bar and you trick him into falling into the triangle. And he fell right for it. It's not really your traditional triangle. It's a little bit of a variation. So.
But ultimately, it's basically a triangle choke, not like pressure on the arm or.
Yeah, no, he's choked. He's choked out. Yeah.
Did you find that he ended up saying he didn't tap?
Oh, so what about the thought that he possibly didn't tap? There's talk going around that he's maybe feeling that he didn't tap. Was there any controversy? Did you hear anything from him about that?
Did he say that?
There's some talk. We're not sure
So
yet.
people on Twitter are saying that he protested, but we can't find anywhere where he protested. So we're
I
just
could have
wondering
kept
if
it
you
longer.
Right. It looked pretty clear. It seemed pretty clear to you, though. You didn't feel that there was any.
What did you think?
It looked like he clearly tapped.
We're not saying you. We weren't in there, so
We were just wondering
confirming
if
of you.
he said anything to you about.
It was about as tight can get
Okay.
without his head popping off.
Okay. Have you used that before in a jiu-jitsu tournament?
Yeah, the last one that I can think of, it was either Brazilian Nationals or Polaris. Polaris, I caught Manoa Man with it. The MMA veteran. It was Polaris 5. It's my move.
Beautiful. The
It's called
Agazarm.
the Agazarm.
Gotcha. We'll
Because
look
you
out
get
for
your
that.
arm and you're like, oh wait, I'm getting triangle choke, no longer an armbar.
Let me ask you, AJ, the boxing and the striking, everyone's saying, I think a commentator was even saying, all he's got to do is just do what Richard Perez was showing him. But for a world-class grappler to all of a sudden become a world-class striker, it's not that easy. How did you feel out there, the exchanges you were having back and forth? Were you getting frustrated? It looks like you were getting picked apart a little bit, but it looks like you were staying composed. What was your thought about what was going on in that first couple rounds?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have those 3 rounds because it's an opportunity to get some tape and go and reassess some mistakes that were made and do better the next time. I think that he's an impressive fighter. I turned it up on him though in the 3rd round. It took me a couple minutes to get warmed up, and now it's just back to the drawing board with Richard, Ernie, and Randy, and the guys at the Diaz Academy. And it's always good to have this kind of experience because you can draw on it. Training is one thing, but when you're going against a guy, and like I said, he's a tough guy, but this is the fight business, so you got to keep it serious all the way up until after the fight. And it's like, hey man, thank you for the fight, because it's serious business for me. I can't fake that, and he can try, but he can't. It's as real as it gets.
Your last post-fight interview, you mentioned about you need to be meaner.
Yeah.
Were you meaner tonight? Is this the?
Did it look more mean?
It did. I mean, did you feel like? I mean, but your fight last time looked pretty mean too. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
But did you feel like this was the, I don't know, the mean side that had to come out for these fights?
I think I told Amy this before. I'm a perfectionist, and it's never complete. So that's going to be something that will just continue to progress as the fights go on. And I'm just looking forward to the next one. So I'm going to go back to the academy, and Nate and the guys are already giving me criticism to go forward. So there's a lot that I got to go back and write down some stuff before I forget it, and build on for the next one, because this is a great venue, the Forum. It's something special. It really is. It's the first we had the mock weigh-ins, and Bellator's changing the game, so I'm lucky to be a part of it. I'm lucky to have all the guys here, and it's looking good. Just gotta work on my striking.
Do you have anyone in mind for the next one?
I gotta think about it. You know, is there anybody you have in mind?
Well, Chris Lencioni says when AJ Agazarm wants to fight a real fighter, give me a call.
Did he win his last one?
He did.
How?
It was a first round triangle.
So you're gonna put up his triangle versus my triangle?
Maybe.
The Agazarm versus the Lencioni triangle. I guess I don't know. I like the striker, the karate guy, because it challenges me. You know, it's I can go in there and grapple all day, but it's like I can just stick to jiu-jitsu if I want to do that. This was a true test. I got kicked in the head again, so got to get through that and work my way around it and get some more head movement. And if I told you how many times Richard's yelled at me since my last fight and this fight, you wouldn't believe me. So it's a lot of work to be done. This is certainly not the last, not the finished product. It's just practice. Call it practice.
It's kind of a mixed night for your camp. Did Avila's loss do anything into?
Crazy! I can't believe they gave that to him. He's running away the whole fight. I was like, yeah, that was nuts, man. But you know, Chris is a warrior. He's it's not the last you'll see of him either. So I know he's going to be coming back even hungrier.
I mean, your team looked pretty upset after that decision was read and when they walked past press row. Did that energy affect the locker room at all ahead of yours?
Just try to stay focused. You know, we have just an elite coaching staff that really conditions us and puts us in the right mindset. And you know, we saw that in my fight. You know, had a little tough beginning, worked through it, and found the submission. And that's what it's all about: is overcoming adversity and doing what you do. So I was pleased with that aspect of the fight. Absolutely.
AJ, you competed at heavier weights in submission. Can you tell us what weights you were competing at? Not only that, but you were competing with guys that weighed a lot more than you. So 45, I think, is not where you were ever.